So when we talk about international brands perspective of India, I would like to emphasize that this is rather the other way around. It is India's perception towards the international brands that influences and changes international brands perspective towards India. So I'll take an example from our own journey. We entered India in 1993. That was the time when there were very few international lifestyle premium brands in India. The customer base was low, and that was further restricted for polo category for us. And this was our perspective for international brands in India at that time. Now the exposure to international markets and international brands has completely changed the Indian scenario in the next decade. Now today's Indian customer are global citizens with great aspirations in life. The brand affinity, the brand consciousness is at all-time high. Now recognizing this, a lot of new international brands are entering India like never before despite the economic slowdown. Now, at the same time, I would also like to mention that India has its own cultural, climatic and geographical nuances which restrict any international brand to consider India as one market. It's actually a combination of a lot of markets. So have you ever wondered why white has higher offtake in southern part of India, or how north responds very quickly to new categories? So the market scenario and the international brands perspective towards India has now completely changed.
We entered India in 1994. That's when we launched Baskin-Robbins in India. And prior to that, we owned the brand called Quality. Okay, I'm sure everyone's aware of it. It was quite a household name. In fact, it still is. And at that time, we sold it to Unilever, which was then Hindustan Levers. And because obviously we couldn't run two brands simultaneously. And it's been like almost 20 years now, and we have over 500 stores. In fact, 512 to be precise. Hopefully, we should add another 40 by the year end. We should be opening 42 by the end of September. So, I mean, you just extrapolate that. I think we have a healthy pipeline. Even in terms of cities, I think we've managed to penetrate the cities. In fact, I think from India perspective, I think that's what international brands should look at. India is so diverse, both geographically and demographically, that today there's as much potential in tier 2 and tier 3 cities than tier 1 cities. But most of our business typically is, out of the over 120 cities that we are in, is in the top 20 cities. And that contributes to about almost 60% of our business. So our focus primarily this year and the next year would be to consolidate our presence in these 20 cities. Because I think it also helps you in terms of economies of scale. It's better management of resources. You can deploy resources even in terms of I think manpower supervision, etc. It's much better rather than having an entire battalion and army. Well, challenges are aplenty in food and beverages. We just had Gujarat totally flooded, so all our stores were shut. Yeah. Recession is also not helping us too much. The costs have gone through.
Having just come out of that round of challenges or the journey of challenges, there are many aspects at how foreign investors or for investment from foreign countries can look at it. Perhaps the biggest apprehension is clarity of the legal system. It has been observed that even if the FDI has come through, it is only in the news, not on paper. So foreign investors are apprehensive as to what is next, or is it going to change with the change of government, if at all? I would believe that clarity and transparency would play a great role.